Alright, morning crew. It's our first point of relief session. Now I'm going to apologise for what I'm wearing. I've got skins, bottom, skins, top, that's holey so it's easy to see the point. I'm not a big believer in men wearing skins bottoms without shorts, but that's what coronavirus does to us. We do things that we're not used to doing. Today we're going to spend most of the session with our point working on lower back, middle back and upper back. So it's going to be a back session. And we're about creating a bit more flexibility, decreasing some bit of pain and trying to improve your posture. Okay, we're spending a lot of time with screens at the moment. That's going to look a lot like this, okay, which is really bad for you. Or sitting like this. We want to try and get a little bit more flexible through our body, right? So we can maintain a better posture all the time. So I hope you've got your point. If you want something to support your neck, a roller or a pillow for when we're lying on our back, please grab something. If you want to use a mat like that, that's fine. I tend to like to have the point on the ground though, because it gives it a bit more of a secure base. Alright, so we're going to get going. What we're going to start with is work through our glutes. So we're going to do two different points in our glutes. I'm just going to go into my knees and face away. Right, we're going to go for a bit of a middle glute, right, and then up on the side here. So glute med, glute max. Right, we're going to start with glute max, very much in the middle of your butt cheek. So what we're going to do is lie down on the ground. We'll start with our right side. So trying to find the middle of that butt cheek. We're going to straighten out the leg at the bottom and just find where your tension spot is. There it is for me. And when you find that, you might get a bit of a sharp feeling in that spot. It might shoot down your leg a little bit. And then we just pretty much want to wiggle up and down. And you can do that by rocking your ankle or pulling up and down with your shoulders, pushing with your hands, and we're just working on that one spot. The reason we're starting with our glutes is because tight glutes can have a big effect on certainly in your lower back and the flexibility and mobility you have. Alright, so we're going to sit on this spot for about 40 seconds. Work on the glute max. Okay, let's lift up both feet, both hips. Now when you come back down onto your left side, working in that middle of the butt cheek one, staying nice and straight. Find your spot. There's mine. And again, just give us the wiggle, up and down on that one spot. As we're going through this, if you want to have some relaxing music going or something like that, please go for it. Try not to have the TV on or anything. Let's try and just be nice and calm and have some time disconnected from a lot of the crazy things going on. Just going to move my spot a little bit, down a bit lower. There we go. And keep that rocking motion going. So we're going to go back onto your right side now. I want you to move a little higher. So if we were there, we want to come up to about there. That's glute med. That's our jumping muscle. Takes a lot of stress. I want you to find that. And then let your leg, my right leg, fall out to the side. But see how I haven't moved my foot, so I'm not pushing my foot away to straight. I'm just letting it fall over to the side and I'll just rock over a little bit. When you get over far enough, you should feel like sort of a nummy sort of feeling, right? Maybe going into your hamstring a little bit down towards your knee. Once you've found that, you might have to wiggle around a little bit. Give us that rocking motion again. So we're going up and down on that spot. Really try and let that knee drop as you go through. As your tension gives, hopefully be able to get a little bit more range of movement through it. Let it drop. Now, let's just try some rocking motion on and off it. Alright, and now I want you to try, instead of moving up and down, let's move across and back. So sideways on that spot. So you've got to move your hips each side. So we're doing a cross fibre stimulation. Alright, and let's change sides. So we lift up, change to your left cheek on that higher spot towards the outside, dropping the leg away, and you should feel that sort of strange nummy feeling, a bit fuzzy maybe, down towards your hamstring or your knee. Nearly got it. That's the one. And once you get to that spot, let's give it a wiggle. It can take some time to find the right spot for you, and everyone's just a little bit different where they hold their tension. Keep that work going. Try and let that knee drop further as your muscle releases a little bit. Alright, let's go for some rocking actions. Oh. The important thing about back pain is that just because you have pain in one certain spot doesn't mean the issue is in that spot. It can be where your pain is presenting, and hammering down on a spot that's sore is not always a good solution. All right, let's try and rock side to side now. We want to try and loosen all the connective tissue and fascial lines around that area, which is going to help you give greater flexibility and hopefully some stress relief. Alright, very good. Let's switch it back please. So onto the right side, same spot. So glute med again. Now I want to go over with both legs and let's straighten the bottom one. Whoa. Once you find the right spot, and you might have to adjust a little bit, let's wrap that top knee over a little bit and let's rock again. So when we straighten that leg out, it's a slightly different treatment, a slightly different angle, different relaxation through the muscle so you can get a little bit deeper. And let's try cross fibre. Alright, very good. Side change please. So onto the left. And we're dropping, extend the leg out, dropping out to the side and reaching over. Oh, that's a shocker for me. I was doing a lot of painting yesterday, so my back's really tight. Oh, I can feel that down in my ankle. Alright, and we're rocking up and down. Let's try some cross work. There it is. Whoa. So just play around with it. If you need your leg bent or straight to try and hit the right spot and give you the opportunity to get across and maybe even feel the flick on the tendon or the muscle, just finding the right position for you is really important. Okay, nice work. All right, we're going to ramp it up a little bit. So let's sit up. We're going to go into a figure 4 stretch. What that means is we're going to have the point on the ground and start with the right foot. So we're going to cross over that leg and we're going to lower down onto the point into your glute and try and find spots that give you quite a strong reaction. Right, when you get one, little wiggles, circles, sideways, whatever feels that it's giving you the best outcome, I want you to go for. Once, if you start to feel that it's releasing a little bit, you can pick up and move to another spot. Oh, there's a good one. So you might get one shooting towards your knee, going up into the middle of your lower back maybe. Referral spots are really good. That means you're probably hitting the right spot, so don't be afraid if you're getting a bit of a shoot or feels like maybe an electric surge. They're good things, means things are working. So this one for me, it's a bit gristly, like I'm going over rice bubbles, a bit bumpy. That's certainly something I want to work out and release. So if I do get a spot like that, maybe even just dropping the foot. Again, playing around with what works for you to try and get the good reaction for you. Alright, let's do a side change. So we're crossing, left foot up onto your left bum cheek. And moving around. Finding the spots that work for you, moving forwards, backwards, circular, whatever you need to make yourself feel that you're getting a good release. And make sure you move to a new spot if you feel you're getting somewhere and it feels like it's relaxed and calm down a little bit. I'll drop my leg again, found another good one with some bumps. Alright, so hopefully you might feel a little bit freer in your back and we can be a little bit more upright, a little bit straighter with a little bit less tension. We're going to keep going now, we're going to move up a little bit. So we're going to move into our lumbar spine. I'm just going to spin around. So our lumbar spine, muscles, QLs. So there's my spine. Alright, we want to work the muscles going down either side of your spine. So we're not actually putting the point on the bone, right? We're using the muscles on the side. Alright, so that's going to be our next target area. So the way we're going to do that is laying down, same position as before. We'll lift up with our glutes. And you should if you feel your spine and you go either side of it, you'll feel a lump. Right? That's your QLs or land back straps. we're going to work on our right side to start with. So let's get that point. Should find your hip bone. Let's go above it by about 4 or 5 centimetres. And that's the start of our QLs. Now we want to relax down onto that and try and get all of our body weight down onto it. Now we're doing the right side, so we're going to take our right knee and pull that towards ourselves, and you should feel that pressure increase on that spot. So we're just working static for the moment, we're not moving around on it, we're just holding on that one spot. Alright, foot down. Now we're going to lift up our hips a little bit and do some wiggle up and down on that one spot still. So what we're going to do is going to work all the way up our right side, and then we're going to work up our left side. So we're going to release the whole line of tissue. It's not about releasing one spot, but it's the whole line, the whole muscle, all the way up. Okay, so now let's lift up and let's move it up by about 2 or 3 centimetres. And we go back down. Oh, there's a good one for me. That's coming, shooting down around this sort of region for me. And grabbing the right knee and pulling that knee towards your chest. Now if you push your left foot away, you may find a stronger release, a bit of personal preference on that. Remember, let's try and breathe long and slow. We don't want to do it holding tension, holding your head off the ground. Relax, let your body relax over the point. Let it penetrate into your muscle. Let it do its job. Foot down, and we're wheeling on that one spot. Okay, lift it up, move it up 2 or 3 centimetres, and we go back down. Now if your bum doesn't quite get to the ground when you try to relax on, that's okay. Just leave it off a little bit, whatever works for you. Eventually it's good to try and get your bum to the ground, but it just might be a bit intense at the moment, so you've got to find out how much pressure you can take, how much pressure you can enjoy as well. Right, knee, and pull down. Wiggling that footway if you like, and try to relax down onto the point. Oh. Foot down, bum up a little bit, and we wiggle. Alright, let's lift, raise a couple of centimetres. Make sure you don't do big jumps when you're going up. It wants to be a really gradual thing. Right, the idea behind that is that we touch all parts of the muscle as we're going up. We don't want to move up by this far and you've missed a whole piece of muscle. Alright, so we've got a new spot, knee up, trying to get that bum relaxed down, and we pull. We're on a good spot, really give that knee a tug. What we're doing when we're doing this is just opening up your facet joints and allowing the point just to get, not just your QLs, but all the little bits of connective tissue that attach along your spine. We're not actually on the spine, remember, we're in the muscle. Oh. Foot down, and we're wiggling. I'm going to go one more in the QLs here. Right, so we lift, we raise. And we should be somewhere around the bottom of the rib cage, the first attachment down the bottom there. Alright, so the very top of your lumbar spine. Alright, now trying to play around with the angles, so really drop your hips sometimes, raise them up, pull the knee a bit stronger. Finding out what works for you, what gives you the best release is important. Everyone's body's a little bit different. Off and on, I like sometimes. Alright, and a wiggle. Last one for the right side. Alright, let's switch to the left. So we're up, changing sides, going back down. So feel your hip bone, feel your spine, and we're just coming up and off to the left hand side. Right, finding the muscle on the left hand side of your spine. For me, that's just enough at the moment. It's really tight from all the painting and bending and lifting I was doing yesterday. Now I'm going to take the left knee and pull. And just relax, let your body melt over it. Taking the time to look after your body is really important. Just a 2 or 3 second stretch. Let's do our wiggles up and down. Isn't really enough to make much difference, or even a 2 or 3 minute trigger point. It can help you get through a period of release, but really spending time to help take your tension away from your body and help relax a whole chain of tissue can take away pain. There's a reason that physio or osteo appointments go for 30 to 60 minutes and massages go for 60 minutes, because it needs that time. You need that time to be able to relax properly. So we can try and simulate that at home. It's not the same as having a practitioner, but it's a hell of a lot better than nothing. Alright, let's lift. Up a couple of centimetres, not too much. And we come down. Knee up. And pull. So yeah, invest in the time now that you have some time. If you're not working, or if you're not at school, you're not training, invest in your body and try and take advantage of this time to give you some improvements. Alright, feet down and a wiggle again. Oh, it's a good wiggle for me. It's shooting down around my left hip. legs lifted up, move it up a couple of centimetres. Find your spot and relax it down. Lifting the knee, or it's giving me a quiver and a tremor. If you're really unsure of what's going on, feel free to get in touch, shoot me a message through the Facebook or Instagram. If you want to send me a video of what you're doing, you're welcome to do that at any stage. I can give you some guidance. Just remember, everyone's a little bit different. What pain you can put up with is a little bit different too. That's important to appreciate. Let's have a wiggle. So you can see we've been going 20-25 minutes and we've only moved that far up the body, from your glutes to your lumbar spine. There's so much time you can invest into pain, into movement, flexibility, and it is a great thing for you to do. Alright, lift, raise, dropping onto the muscle. There it is. Alright, knee up and pull. Play around with lifting the bum up and pulling harder on the leg, dropping down slowly. Again, whatever makes the release and the reaction feel as strong as you want it to feel is really important. Foot down, and we wiggle. Alright, lift up for our last movement. We're up, raise a couple of centimetres. Dropping onto that, foot up and pull. Right, foot down and wiggle. Last one on the QLs. Okay, and we'll take it out. It's a sit up. If you want to grab a drink, and we're going to keep going. What are we sitting? Okay, so next we're going to move into what's called your thoracic fascia. So that's just above our QLs where we were. Okay, it's up the bottom of our traps down here. So we're going to do it on a similar style of a similar technique. It's just raising up our back a little bit more. Now, this can sort of feel like you're getting winded or you've been hit in the back or something like that. It's not necessarily a great feeling all the time, But when we release this area of your back, it really can add to a lot of flexibility. So a lot of lower back pain comes from middle back inflexibility. And if our middle back's not moving well, it means our lower back has to overload and do too much work. Okay, so we're going to try and do some free up of that area and see what sort of difference you can get. So if you just do a simple sit and turn and see where you feel your tension is. Right, and then after we've done the release, we can do it again. Right, so you get an idea of what you feel, and that's the important thing, is what you're feeling, it's not what I'm feeling. So get that feeling. Now we're going to go and work on these areas. Now the feeling can be quite intense because we're working also where your rib cage is attaching into your spine. So there's spinous processes, there's lots of muscles and tendons and ligaments and stuff going through there. So you will feel some pretty odd feelings. We're not trying to create too much pain. You have to moderate how much pressure you want to put on there. Okay, so we're back in the same position as before. I'm going to lift up, starting on my right side. Now, feel where your rib cage is. Alright, here's my rib cage. I'm going to track around until I feel the sort of bone stops and there's a bulgy bit of muscle. If I go past that, that's my spine. We're not going on my spine, okay? We're going on the bulgy bit of muscle. So we're above where we finished last time, and then we're going to drop down onto there. Now, a bit of personal preference. You can still do this one if you can. Oh, it is pretty intense. All right, so go for it with that one. Now the other side of it is you can sit up onto your elbows and drop onto it. Now, I don't particularly like this one because I don't have any head support, but it is a good way that if lying down the whole time is too strong for you, it's a good way to ease into the stretch, ease into the pressure, the little self-massage. Okay, and in that spot you can still do the wiggles. If we are down, we can do the knee pull. Oh, crikey. When you're going through this, let's have the wiggle. It's important to keep really filling your lungs. So really expand the belly. Relax. If we just start panting, all right, you're not going to get as good a release. All right, let's lift it and let's raise it. Oh. As much as you feel you can take a knee. Another week I'll show you how to do this with 2 points of relief. It's a really intense release, but wow, does it give quite an amazing immediate feeling of flexibility and mobility. Alright, so we can be there, or it can be on elbows and giving that. I actually think you get a better muscular release doing it this way. Right, I can feel a little bit more control over where I'm putting the point. But again, I'm not a big fan of having to hold my head up the whole time. So if you like standing up like this, that's great. To move, we simply just up, move down, find your new spot. Right? Or if you're on your back, you do the flex up and find your new spot. Oh, crikey. I'm going to stay up on my elbows because I was really enjoying that. It might feel a bit grindy, a bit of gristle. Right? If you feel something that feels like you're working on a bit of gristle, a bad bit of meat, bad bit of muscle, really try and work on that spot for a while. Right, we're going to go one more raise. So we're up, lift it up higher, drop it down. So we're not quite as high as your shoulder blade or anything like that just yet. We're still quite in the middle of your back. See if I can get my right knee. I'm going to go onto my elbows. Get my wiggles if I can. Alright, let's change sides. So, left hand, we're going onto your left side now. So above from where we finished before, from the feel your rib cage, track around the bulgular muscle, spine, we're not using the spine, we're going on the bulgular muscle. Alright, and we're dropping down on that bulgular muscle. Now when you're doing this, if you think, oh, I've only got pain on one side so I need to work one side, I think it's not quite the right way to go about it. You want to make sure you work both sides of your back to give a good release for the whole system. Right? Pain's not just on the right side because issues are on the right side, it can be a bilateral thing. On my wheel, come up. You might spend a little more time on your side that's a little bit more painful. Oh, I've got a nice bit of gristle there. You wouldn't want to eat my lamb back straps. Alright, down, raise, lift up a couple of centimetres and drop it down again. Oh, it nearly fell off. If you get one of those bits of gristle, don't just go up and down, see if you can go over the side of it, or right on the gristle there, and you'll get a little flick, flick. To give it a little bit more support, I've just got my left hand holding it on the point so I can go side to side. Alright, let's do a lift and raise. Good knee. Oh. Elbows for me and wiggling. one more on this side, and then we'll sit up and do a retest on our flexibility. If you find some gristle, get on it. Alright, last raise. So we're nearly 45 minutes in and we're still just focused around that middle to lower back. Alright, so the amount of time that you can take to really improve yourself is quite surprising. We could spend another hour going up the whole back. We won't get there today. But great job on what you've got to so far. On the gristle. Alright, let's sit up. So, sitting nice and straight, let's turn. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm getting a hell of a lot further. And I just feel a lot more flexible through my middle and lower back. That's going to finish us for today. Thanks very much for paying attention, and I hope it's going to help how you feel through this time. If you liked what you did, please like it on Insta and Facebook and give us a comment. If you need another point because you want to give one to some people, there's COVID specials at the moment, so pointofrelief.com.au/COVID. Some really good cheap things including delivery, so please jump on. But we're doing a weekly session and doing it on different areas of the body to help you look after your body. So great job. Thank you very much for tuning in. Enjoy the day.